Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Whitley and thank you so much for joining me. Today is day one of Summerween and I am so excited for this readathon. If you didn't catch my TBR, which kind of explains what this readathon is all about, it is a week-long readathon dedicated to reading spooky Halloween horror stories in the summertime because we are ready for it to be Halloween and not be so stinking hot anymore. This readathon was created by Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby from Gabby Reads. And I will leave their channels down below. They are both fantastic creators. I love them both so much. And I'm just going to quickly go over what I'm going to be reading this week. Well, what I'm planning on reading this week. Hopefully I can get to everything. First, I have the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This is about a group of moms that have a book club and this new guy shows up into town and I think it turns out that he's a vampire and these moms are not having that in their town. So I am super excited to get into this one. I know Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte loves Grady Hendrix, so I'm super excited to get into this one. I've been wanting to get my hands on it 4 months, so cannot wait. Also, who doesn't want to read about a bunch of badass moms vampire hunting? And this completes the challenge of read a paranormal or supernatural book. The next book I have is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I'm also super excited about this one. This is about a girls' school that is on an island, I think, and there is some kind of disease or virus happening and they are quarantined in this school, but when one of their friends goes missing, they have to venture outside of the school to look for her. And once they get outside, they kind of realize that there's a lot more weird stuff going on than they could have ever thought. I've seen this book have very mixed reviews. I've heard it's very weird, but I'm super excited to get into it. I am very curious to see what side of the spectrum I fall on. And since this book is relatively short, I'm going to be reading this in the dark. The next book that I have is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. This is like a horror mystery thriller about a wife who comes home one day and seemingly out of nowhere shoots her husband 5 times and then never speaks another word. So she ends up in a mental institution, and I believe we follow through the psychologist's point of view as he is trying to get the silent patient to speak up about why she shot her husband. This is another book that has also got very mixed reviews. Some people gave it 5 stars, some people gave it 2. Also curious to see what side of the spectrum I fall on. This completes the challenge of read a book with a creepy cover because I think this cover is super creepy. And it is also recommended by one of the hosts. This was in Gabby's video of her favorite books of 2019. So I think I'll really like it. From what I have read on Gabby's recommendations, we seem to have very similar tastes, so super excited to get into this one as well. And last but not least, we have Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. This is actually on hold at the library right now. I should be getting it within the next day or 2, but if I don't, I can always get it on ebook. And this completes the challenge of read a haunted house, even though I'm kind of cheating a little bit. This is technically about a haunted store. It is about a haunted IKEA, and the book is laid out like an IKEA furniture catalog, which I thought was really cool. So I was really wanting to read this in physical form, but I'm hoping if I have to get the ebook that it'll have the pictures in there as well. And I know I've said that I'm super excited to get into every single one of these, but I truly am. I think I have such a good array of books for the week. I am so ready for some more spooky vibes and to get into the Halloween fall spirit. I have been wanting to decorate for autumn and Halloween for like a week and a half now, but I wanted to wait until this video so I could vlog it and show it off. So I'm super excited about that as well. I'm debating on which one to start with. I am super anxious to get into both of these. I think I'm going to start with the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires because it is my longest book. So I want to try to knock this out first, and I'm just super excited to read about a bunch of book club moms that go on a vampire slaying adventure. So I am going to go start this baby, and I will get back to you when I have an update. Look at how stinking pretty this title page is. It's got flowers and coffins. That was gross. Hello guys, it is Monday evening and I have finished The Silent Patient. So I had to work today. Excuse the tale. I had to work today and I just could not stop listening to this audiobook. I listen on about 1.5 speed and it was an 8 or 9 hour audiobook. So I got it done in my work day and I loved this book. All of the questions and the weird decisions made in the first part of the book make so much sense once the twist happens and the ending comes to a close. It was so satisfying to me and so shocking. Like, I was at work and I had to pause the audiobook when the twist happens. And if you've read this book, you know what I mean. When that twist happens, I had to pause the audiobook and just sit there at my desk and just like process for like a whole minute because I was shook. I did not see that coming, and I just thought this was such a well-written mystery. There's so much I want to say, but I don't want to give any glimpse of hints to what actually happens in this book, because if you enjoy mysteries, I definitely think you should pick this up. I am also about 50% through the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I am also really enjoying this book. It's like a cheesy vampire movie, but in the best way. Not a vampire romance movie, just a good old-fashioned cheesy vampire movie, and I am so enjoying it. So we have the main character, Patricia, and she is a part of this book club, not book club, with a group of girls from this suburban old village area. And this new guy, James, comes into town, and Patricia and James become friends until some weird things start happening around town. Psh, stop playing with my cord. And Patricia starts to suspect James when she witnesses some weird things and notices some weird things, and I am really loving it. I love Patricia and her family and these moms in this book club. This isn't quite relatable to me because I'm not a mom, but I could so see this being real, as in these being a bunch of moms in a book club in the 90s. I just reached Psycho, which is August of 1993, which is like right smack in the middle. So hopefully I can knock out the rest of the 50% tonight and tomorrow, and I will check back and let you know what I think. Hello, I just got finished getting ready and I am going to go get my nails done with my mom, so I will be spending the morning and afternoon with her today, which I'm super jazzed about. I have not read much since the last time I updated you, so I probably won't be reading much until this evening, but I also have some plans for after I get back home. I would like to do some decorating because I've been holding off to decorate for autumn and Halloween because I thought it would be fun to do it in this vlog. I am so ready and so excited to get my house all Halloweeny and autumny because it is my absolute favorite season of the year. So I will be bringing you along today, and then when I get home this evening we will do some decorating, and those are my plans for the day. And hopefully I can fit some reading in this evening because I am really enjoying the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, so I would like to get that finished either tonight or tomorrow, but we'll see how it goes. I will check back with you when I have an update. Hello, I am back from getting my nails done with my mom. We had such a good morning and afternoon. We went and got a bite to eat and got mani-pedis together. I always enjoy spending my day with my mom, so great day so far. I love how my nails turned out. They are kind of vampire-y vibes, as my partner said, and because, as I've stated, I have been feeling Halloween spooky vibes lately. I am so ready for it. I am so done with summer. So to externalize that, I'm going to decorate my house and my bookshelves in autumn and spooky and Halloween. I am so excited. We're gonna put these lovely leaves on my bookshelf and I will show you my huge tote of autumn and Halloween decorations. But first, autumn leaf bookshelf time. So let's get into the time lapse. Well, it turns out I need more leaves, so I am going to have to get more and we will continue this later. But this is what I have so far. I'm very happy with it. I have these two bottom shelves to do, and then I have my little bookshelf over here that I would also like to do, so I'm probably gonna need 2 more strands. So I will get those and we will continue. I will check back soon with more decorating and hopefully more leaves. we have gotten the Halloween bin. Ta-da! Got some autumn, got some Halloween. Oh, I love this. Got some previous Halloween costumes. Got some creepy signs. I'm so excited! So it is Wednesday night. I did not go get more leaves. I did get out some decorations earlier today. As you may notice, I got my little Hocus Pocus sign here, and I got my lanterns out that I think are just so cute as little bookends, but I ended up not going anywhere this evening. But I did get 100 pages more into the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and things are getting tense. Also, I was getting so angry at these husbands. Like, I could feel Patricia's anger inside of me, and I think that's a really good tell of how good a book is when you can feel your character's emotions. And I was getting angry. These husbands are just disrespectful is a strong word, but they do not show their wives, I think, the respect that they deserve. Maybe ungrateful is a better word, because there are multiple times in this book where the statement is said, oh, you're just a housewife, or like, what else are you gonna do all day? And I also think that that brings up how overlooked a lot of moms are, because as kids we don't think about all of the unseen things that moms do for us. And this book really highlights that. It goes through all of the little things that a wife and a mother have to do on a daily basis that doesn't get enough appreciation, and I'm really enjoying that aspect. But also it's making me a little irritated that the husbands are not showing the amount of appreciation that I think these wives deserve. But as for creepy factor, ooh, there was one part where, so no spoilers, I'm gonna be super vague about it, but if you've read the book, I hope you know what scene I'm talking about. But in the attic with that cockroach, oh my gosh, I was so grossed out. That is like one of my biggest fears, and it was just giving me the heebie-jeebies. And I think I'm about at the point where crap is about to go down, and I am so ready for it. I have about 90 pages left, so I should be able to get this done tonight because it is 9 p.m. This will be the last time I'm updating you, but hopefully I can finish this up tonight and give you my final thoughts tomorrow. But if not, I will definitely finish this tomorrow morning. My plan for tomorrow is to go get more leaves, maybe get my bangs cut because they are in desperate need, because they are driving me nuts. But I will check in with you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Hello, lovely. You want to play, huh? Look at that big old belly. He's so cute. She was just being so cute. I had to show you guys. Okay, good night for real though. Hello. So don't mind my hair. My husband had to take my car this morning to work because his battery has some issues. So he had to take my car, so I was unable to go get my bangs done. So I am just not having it today. We might go grocery shopping after he gets home, so I might get it done then, but I'm stuck at home for today. But I did finish the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and I loved it. I adored the ending. I thought everything wrapped up so nicely, and I was just like, yes, Patricia, I think this book did a really good job with its little creepy animal scenes. They were really gruesome and really gross, and I was so here for it. And I loved the look into the 90s housewives that we got to see, and how they're not just a bunch of classy southern ladies. Like, these girls can kick butt if they need to. You threaten what's theirs, and bad things are gonna happen. I really enjoyed the writing style. It was so easy to read. So I am super excited to get into more Grady Hendrix. I got Horror Story yesterday. So yes, overall, loved it. Highly recommend. So now I am going to edit what I have of this vlog so far to get that done. I'm gonna have some lunch and probably start Wilder Girls, and we'll see what the evening holds. I will check back with you when I have an update. Hello, it is Friday evening. I just got home from work. So my previous plan was to, hi baby. My previous plan was to read the Wilder Girls audiobook in the dark, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get that from the library in time because, like I said, it is Friday evening and it's still on hold. So I have the physical book, which I am going to try to finish this weekend, but since Horror Store is only a little over 200 pages, I thought this would be the best book to read in the dark. So I am going to spend my Friday evening reading Horror Store by candlelight and reading light in my bed. I think this book looks so cool. Like, you could see the little horror aspects of it on the front, and then you turn it around and it's like full horror. And every chapter is like a piece of furniture. We have a store map here. I just think this is such a cool little book, and I'm super excited to get into it. So I'm on chapter 10 of Horror Store. I am on page 140, chapter 10. I have about 100 pages left. This book is weird and different, which I knew going into it because it's like marketed as a comedy horror, and that's kind of what it is. It's like a super cheesy, on purposely badly written horror movie. It's not bad, it's not badly written. The characters are just like so flat and one-dimensional. I mean, there has been some pretty creepy imagery, which I really liked, but it's like so cheesy and over the top. But I think it's on purpose. You just can't take it too seriously, and I am enjoying reading it. I think the word I'm looking for is parody horror. That I think is the best way to describe this book so far. It's like making fun of horror movies, but I am enjoying it so far. I just wanted to give you guys a little update on the about halfway mark. Some really weird things are happening, and I am looking forward to seeing where it goes. And I'll check back when I have an update. It's a little hard to see her in the darkness, but I have a reading friend now. Kitty. She came to cuddle with me in the dark. And lovely. She's so weird. She pets herself on inanimate objects when my hand is right here. She doesn't want it. Apparently she can do it better herself. More power to her, I guess. Good morning. As you saw, we had some muffins for breakfast because we're adults and we can. Should we have? Was it a healthy breakfast? No. But did we eat them muffins with pleasure? Hell yeah, we did. So I have kind of a busy day today, so I am going to update you while I do my makeup. So I am going to the grocery store here in a little bit. We have to get some groceries. I am going to get some more leaves to finish the bookshelf. I finished Horror Store last night. It definitely got creepier after the 50% mark. I mean, it was still in a store with a bunch of one-dimensional characters, but there was some really creepy imagery, and these characters kind of went through hell in this IKEA store. I did enjoy it. It definitely wasn't what I was expecting. I mean, I wasn't really expecting anything in particular because I knew it was going to be a strange one, but I really enjoyed the commentary on like a normal job, I guess, like retail or fast food. Mostly just like monotonous work and how it like chips away at your soul. Overall, I did enjoy my read. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Because like I said, the first half was kind of like a parody of a horror movie and it was just super cheesy. But I really did enjoy the second half of the book. It was super creepy and the ending kind of left you hanging, but I didn't mind it. So Saturday morning, 3 out of the 4 books that I wanted to read are completed. I still am waiting on the Wilder Girls audiobook. I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm going to try to finish it physically today and tomorrow. Although like I said, today is kind of busy. but hopefully I can get a chunk of it done tonight after game night. I also love Grady Hendrix's writing style, especially on the creepier scenes. He does such a good job at vividly describing these horrific moments. So that is my update for now. I am going to finish my makeup, go to the store, get some groceries, get my hair cut, and then go play some games with some friends tonight. I will check back in when I have an update. Hello, it is Sunday evening. I have not got to update you today because I have been reading Wilder Girls nonstop because I really wanted to finish it by the end of this readathon, and I finally did it. I finished Wilder Girls, which was about, I think, 340 pages in a day. It's a relatively small book and the print is decent sized, so it's not a huge accomplishment, but I feel pretty good. I finished a whole book, an actual novel, in a day. So now I am going to tell you what I thought of it, give you my Summerween wrap up as I carve this watermelon, because it has been sitting on my counter for a while now, so I don't imagine that it should be consumed. So instead of throwing it away, I shall carve it up like a pumpkin and see how this goes. I have never done this before, just putting that out there, so if it turns out terribly, I'm blaming it on that. I'm going to try to not terribly shake the table, but every time I look up, I see my phone like shaking. It's on a tripod, but it's also on top of a bowl because my tripod is really little. And I just thought this was really fitting because it's Summerween and we're combining summer with Halloween. So what better way to do that than with summer's fruit, the watermelon, and pumpkin carving. Okay, step one, done. I have no idea how to get the top off of this to where I'm going to be able to put it back on. I'm just gonna try to do it like slant the cuts, and hopefully that works. Okay, I apologize for the camera angle change. It was really bothering me that every time I did something with the knife, the whole table shook and therefore my camera shook. So hopefully this works out a little better. Hopefully you could see me okay. So let's get back into carving this watermelon, which I have no idea how to do it, but we're just gonna do it and see how it goes. So Wilder Girls, I really enjoyed the first half of the book, but as we got towards the ending, it was just really weird, and I don't agree with some of the decisions that were made, and I don't think that I don't think some of the decisions that the characters made were in the character's character, if that makes any sense. Like, some of the decisions that our main character Hetty made, I don't feel were very Hetty-like. Because in one scene, she did something, and then in the next scene, well, a couple scenes later, she was doing something that kind of countered what she had just done. And also, I did not like this ending. It just kind of completely dropped off and not much was explained. We do kind of find out where this tox came from and what caused it, but I also just feel like that was kind of glossed over. Like, I feel like that should have been a bigger plot point than it was. I was really expecting to love this book, and I did like it. I gave it 3 stars. I just liked the first half to first 3/4 a lot better than the rest of the book. I don't know if you can hear this like sloshing, but it sounds so gross. But other than the few questionable decisions that I feel were made, I did enjoy the characters. I loved the friendships and I liked the relationship. And I heard a lot of people say like, oh, this book is so weird. And I mean, it is, but I mean, not really. I didn't find it weird. I did like some of the imagery that we got in some of the more intense scenes. I really liked the picture that was painted. I think Rory Power did a really good job on the more horror-ish scenes, I guess. And I really liked all of the different ways that the talks manifested in all of these different girls. I just feel like the premise itself was very unique. And it does have to count for something that I finished it in one day, and I never felt like I was pushing myself to keep reading. Like, I enjoyed my whole reading experience. So it wasn't a bad book. I did like it. There were just definitely some things that I didn't like about it. And that's about as far as I can go into why I didn't like it without spoilers. I've never carved a watermelon before, but I must say, if you have not either, you should try it because it's just like so satisfying. It's so easy to peel the sides down. And although it is really watery, I feel like it's easier than a pumpkin to carve out anyway. Like, we'll see what I think once we get to actually carving something into the front of this thing. But so overall, I have had such a good week with Summerween. I've had such a good reading week. I have got to feel all of the fall vibes in summer, which is why we were all here. I finished all 5 of my books, which is amazing. 5 books in 7 days. I am super proud of that. And only 1 audiobook, which is even more impressive to me because audiobooks are pretty easy to get through, especially because I listen on like 1.5 speed. Heck yeah. All right. I have to get a permanent mark because there's no way I can just start cutting without a overview idea of what I'm gonna do. So okay, so I'm just going to give a quick overview of everything that I read this week, what I thought, and give you a wrap up while I design this watermelon. And I'm probably gonna go with something pretty simple. I usually love going all out on my pumpkin carvings. One year I did Mike Wazowski, I've done Mario. One year I did all of the Shadowhunter runes all around my pumpkin, but I think I'm gonna keep this one fairly simple. So the first book I read was The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I absolutely adored this book. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was so well written and so good. There were so many twists, and when you thought you knew what was going on, you were so wrong. And that twist at the end, I mean, like I said, I read it at work on audio, and I literally had to stop working and just sit at my desk just to process what I had just listened to, because I was so mind blown to figure out what actually happened. The second book I read this week was The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, which was another book that I absolutely adored. I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was so good. I love Grady Hendrix' writing style, and there were some parts in this book where I was almost gagging. It was so gross. Ugh. And it just gave me the heebie-jeebies. Like, just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. So gross. And I love how manipulative and narcissistic and just downright terrible this vampire was. But I loved the social commentary in this book about housewives and how they're so overlooked and underappreciated and underestimated. And my marker's not working. Who knew Sharpies weren't meant to go on watermelons? And there was a part in this book where I was so angry, like so angry, because these women were just being so disrespected, but it was by their husbands, which is the one person that is always supposed to be on your side, and they were just not having it with their wives, and I was so upset for them. And even though we didn't really get that big I told you so moment that I was hoping for, we got the next best thing. I was so proud of Patricia by the end and all of the ladies. Like I said, I absolutely loved this one and cannot wait to read the rest of Grady Hendrix's books because I love his writing style, and he does the grossness and the horror so well because it was also a lot of real life horror about like protecting your children and losing your children. So it wasn't just like this supernatural horror, it was real life horror, which I think he did such a good job at melding the two. Highly recommend The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. It was so good. And my Sharpie has completely quit working, so I'm just gonna go for it. The next book that I finished was, wait a minute, did I say 5 books? I read 4 books in a week, which is still really good. Still proud of myself, especially because, like I said, only one of those was an audiobook, but I'm pretty sure, now that I think about it, I only did 4 books. So the next book that I read was another Grady Hendrix, funny enough. It was Horror Store. I also really liked this one, not quite as much as The Southern Book Club's Guide, but I really enjoyed this one. It was like a parody of a horror movie, of like a cheesy horror movie, but in the best way. And that was the beginning. Like the first half of the book was like a parody novel, but then the second half of the book got real. Again, love Grady Hendrix' writing style. He did so good with the horror aspects of this book. Like they were so gruesome and so gross. And I'm not sure I was happy about the ending when I read it, but looking back, I think the ending was very well done. I think it fit the story really well. I also loved how as the book went on, like the chapter titles were a piece of furniture that would be in that chapter. The furniture kept getting creepier and creepier and started to turn into like torture products, which was super cool. I will say the characters were kind of one-dimensional and I didn't really care about them, but it was still an enjoyable read. But overall, it was just kind of like, and I broke it. It's fine. It's fine. But overall, it was just a fun little story that got really creepy by the end. And he also kind of had some like social commentary in this one as well, talking about how monotonous work just kind of like eats away at your soul. Although I do kind of feel like he was kind of crapping on people that work like retail and fast food and jobs like that. but maybe that was just me reading too much into it. Overall, enjoyable read. Loved the illustrations, and I thought they did a really good job at putting together this aesthetically pleasing book with this horror story. He looks so goofy and cute. Oh my goodness. So I will definitely be reading my best friend's Exorcist more towards the Halloween, because as I said, I cannot wait to get my hands on everything Grady Hendrix has ever written, because I really enjoyed the 2 books of his that I read this week. And the last book that I read is, of course, Wilder Girls. That is so crooked. I gotta hold on to this stuff. Okay, in the bowl. Oh boy. Yep, that's real crooked. Okay, let's try to fix this. So, Wilder Girls. As I said, I did enjoy it. I gave it 3 stars. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, I gave Horror Store 3 stars as well. But Wilder Girls, I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars. I just think some of the choices that were made with the characters didn't seem like decisions that the characters would make from what I had got to know about them. But I did love how loyal Hetty was and how determined she was to find her friend, but also sometimes at the peril of other people, which I wasn't a fan of. But I guess I get, when you're that desperate, you don't care how you accomplish it. You're just determined to get done what you set out to get done. And although I only gave this 3 stars, I will definitely be reading Rory Power's other book, Burn Our Bodies Down, because I did enjoy her writing style, especially around some of the more creepy and gross parts, which there definitely was, like, some gross, creepy parts that I enjoyed. So yeah, 1 5-star, 1 4-star, and 2 3 stars. Not too shabby for a week of reading. And at the beginning, I did say that The Silent Patient and Wilder Girls were very much mixed reviews. You either really enjoyed it or didn't like it. And I will say that I am definitely on the side of loving The Silent Patient. I adored it. And I guess I'm kind of somewhere in the middle with Wilder Girls. I didn't absolutely love it, but I did not like it. I enjoyed reading it. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. I let go of my spoon and it fell right through the mouth. Okay. Let me clean up, get a candle, and I will show you the finished product. Okay, I cleaned up my mess a little bit. My table is still quite sticky, so that's unfortunate, but I did it. I carved a watermelon. I'm so excited. It's not my best work, but for my first watermelon, I think it's pretty good. Got the candle in him. Are you ready? Ta-da! Kinda looks like he's breathing fire at the moment. I've never seen a fire-breathing vampire, but you know, he's got a little Voldemort nose, which is cute, I guess. Again, not my best work, but I love him. He's adorable. So that is going to be it for this vlog. I have had such a good week, such a good reading week. Thank you so much to Gabby and Olivia. Their channels will be down below. They created this wonderful readathon for us and I had such a good time. I also finished my bookshelf. I don't think I gave you guys that update. I went and got more leaves, but they were the wrong flippin' leaves. I was not aware that they sold 2 different types of leaves. So the first half that I did were glorious, full, beautiful maple leaves. And then the second batch that I got were stupid, spaced out oak leaves. Super disappointed about that, but it's done. I have my bookshelf all autumnified. That's not a word, but it is now. So I'm super happy about that. But again, had a great week, really enjoyed all of the books that I read, and now I just cannot wait for it to be Halloween already. I just want it to cool off so I can wear jackets and sweaters and get even more into the spooky mood. But that is all for this one. If you enjoyed the vlog, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know what you would like to see in these vlogs. I'm really enjoying the vlogging process. I'm still kind of getting used to vlogging and trying to film more throughout the week, but let me know if you have any ideas of what you would like to see. And also let me know if you participated in Summerween. I have already been watching some of the vlogs and have been loving them. So if you participated and vlogged, let me know down below, link your video so I can watch it. And let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. I can't believe the week's over already. It went by so fast. And I really hope they do this next year because it was so much fun. But anyway, that is it for me for this one. I hope you have a great day, a great week. Continue to stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.